does like to go for. Now, you probably know better than I would. How long has it been since Mitch?
Hey, Joker, is that your question?
Oh my god, it's been a while by the sounds of it.
But a solid 2 years since Mitch played Joker, I will say that much.
Amazing. Well, hopefully they will find some success with the character. Now, obviously, you know, Joker being a much higher tier than Ganondorf, but one thing that, again, we speak about quite a lot is the idea of characters that have to be quite precise.
Yeah.
And the trouble with Ganondorf and playing against Ganondorf is that Ganon can get so much off of so little that you have to be precise. But honestly, you told me this was 2 years ago, but dude, it feels like it was just yesterday with this kind of gameplay.
Sometimes it's like riding a bike. When you're as skilled as Zangmitch, it is. He simply knows the character too well. He played it. This was one of his longest mains, I will say. Usually you try to picks and drops and picks and drops. Joker was a serious commitment, and he got very good at him to the point of being one of the top players in the Midlands. And right now, he is really showing it as he just rattles on percent. And I would like to point out just how slow and soundly Zangmitch plays this until he gets in and gets that big damage. He's just slowing it down with guns, with AHA, making sure that LuckyPower has to make that big Ganondorf commitment, because as we know, Ganon's buttons are just not very safe at all.
And this is where things get even scarier, because you're playing this really slow game, and then suddenly you become like Ganondorf, where actually a straight hit at 140% can just kill you.
Yeah.
And this is where LuckyPower has got to be so careful, because not only have you got to try and find a really delicate hit in a sea of, real, difficulty here, but you've got to do it against a character as powerful as you, and that's terrifying, dude.
Yeah, we did say clean and concise, but when the Arsene comes out, so does the monkey in your brain. So you just hear the cymbals clanging against each other. TR Mitch did take that quite so steady, but it is those strong buttons like Fair that are going to couch Ganon even while he's crouching and just elite that stock. LuckyPower's looking for a big option with a down smash with an early kill, but I believe because she was pressing down, that led to some bad DI and a bad recovery, and overall the loss of a very early stock, a very unfortunate happenstance for LuckyPower, Joycey, and at this point, it's looking really difficult to get back into this game, even though it is Ganondorf.
Yeah, and it's so difficult. I mean, of course, if any character can, but that's the kind of thing I'm scared about, dude. It's the desperation, it's the feeling of I need to make this comeback, and then suddenly, again, a lot of Ganon's options, they're safe on shield, they're terrifying to contest, but ultimately, the way that Zangmitch has been playing has just been terrifying, and the directional air dodge, trying to get the 3-stock, manages to just miss the down air there, and again, another slightly desperate option. And the one thing that LuckyPower's got to be really careful of, because I feel like this game is a bit of a foregone conclusion, is showing all of the cards in your hand in this game one.
Okay.
I love that.
That was certainly an ace up her sleeve.
But again, I've seen maybe 2 or 3 aces up her sleeve, the kind of reads that you go for once in a set. And I'll be real, when you're 2 stocks down in game 1, that is not the time to bring out, dare I make the pun, the Joker card.
Yeah.
You don't bring it out at this point, and I feel like LuckyPower's got to go for a little bit more of these sort of safer options and gather data. You need to be able to get into this game 2, because at the moment, game 1 is a bit of a foregone conclusion.
Yeah, with Arsene coming out 122, that is looking so difficult for LuckyPower this one to make the comeback. And you're right, there's so many options that you took out already that you weren't meant to. However, the up smash, perhaps a thing to say about that. Amazing read on the roll from LuckyPower. Doesn't quite get the kill, unfortunately, which would have perhaps been her key to victory, her way back into the game, but now she's regrabbing ledge. Oh, not getting punished for it, but is getting punished for that spot dodge. Really good back air from Zangmitch. However, I will say, that was certainly a lot stronger than stock 1.
Yes, it really was. Maybe she's found her groove a little bit going into the end of that game. Maybe when you have that feeling of you haven't got much left to lose, you tend to play a bit better. At least I find that in my experience.
Yeah, agreed.
But certainly, I do worry that now, we saw the tech chases with the up smashes. We saw a lot of these hard reads, that
the down smashes at ledge to get reversals.
The reverse up B as well. I feel like LuckyPower has shown the vast majority of her cards, and all it's going to do is remind Zangmitch that, oh, actually, I've got to remember this. I've got to be wary of this. And we were beginning to see at the end the fact that we were seeing a lot of guns at the start of the game and much fewer guns towards the end when stuff was not working out.
Perhaps Mitch just wanted to make it quicker, or perhaps Mitch was starting to get a bit more scared of the way that LuckyPower adapts to the pace. Either way, he still managed to secure an early lead. as LuckyPower really does need to pick her play up. And she does. She has picked up the rapier and is striking back at death right now. Amazing down air and a great lead for LuckyPower early on.
And we can just see already the confidence that she has in her gameplay, just going for a lot more of these grabs. That is something that we did not see much in game one. And to be real, I feel like the very, very slightly bigger stage in small battlefield, you know, it meant that Zangmitch had that little bit more room to run around, that little bit more room to breathe, and it feels like LuckyPower being able to go to Smashville has meant that she's got these options. And again, just trying to get that forward smash. I love that tech chase.
Beautiful.
You get much more out of it.
Let's get the up air. That's a jump. There's the up B. LuckyPower doesn't quite wait long enough.
Yeah, I was going to say a little bit too early on the neutral air there.
Wow.
Oh my God, Zangmitch, you're insane.
What a stall, and what a punish on that drop down. But Zangmitch now has no Arsene and is looking to recover. Does manage to get back with the... What a down air! Oh my goodness, setting to the right side of the stage instead. Zangmitch managed to relieve a bit of pressure. We talked about oxygen, and right now he can't quite get in Skiller's lungs as LuckyPower is kind of suffocating him with his aggressive options, and he's just not quite finding the big hits that will allow him to get back into this game just yet. Just yet.
Yeah, and we can just see how delicately Zangmitch is playing around this pretty ruthless Ganondorf. She's throwing out a lot of these big sweeping hitboxes and just catches the jump over with the up smash, managing to catch Zangmitch just as they landed on the floor. And we are seeing these options, two in a row, into a dash attack and try to end it all right there. But you should not do that, particularly when the big red man has just arrived on our screen. That spot dodge being caught yet again by a back air. That was how the first game ended. And just again, Zangmitch being aware of these options that LuckyPower has been going for. And I love that mix up there, thinking, okay, you're not going to be holding shield because of that side B.
Yeah.
I'm going for off ledge. I'm now going to go back to those aggressive options. And it's really, really scary for Zangmitch right now. I'm not going to lie to you, dude.
I will say, I do love how Zangmitch plays with Arsene, by the way. Really slow, concise gameplay. And just waiting for reads rather than trying to force them. But as he's lost it, this is a big disadvantage for him. And you're right, Choicey. It's a lot to make back, especially when you can't get those back airs that usually seal out the stock so efficiently. And LuckyPower now has so many buttons that could steal this out. She's getting only nair ones. She's not quite finishing them off. Can she finish any move? The up B misses, doesn't die yet.
And the dash attack is available once again. Trying to reverse Zangmitch off the ledge, finally manages to get it. And I think we're beginning to see these moments, that wonderful, wonderful up air. We're beginning to see these moments where the precision isn't quite there. And Zangmitch is taking a lot for it. We saw it in that exchange with the neutral airs and forward airs, right? Joker's forward air 1, not connecting into forward air 2, and then managing to get that nair 1 from the Ganondorf, and then, you know, that could have been 2 kills, 2 opportunities for a kill. And then suddenly, when LuckyPower is just tightened the screws a little bit, when she's playing that little bit better.
Agreed.
Now suddenly, if your screws are loose, she's picking them up and she's noticing.
Exactly. It kind of feels like it's a mosquito versus a fly swatter. The mosquito does get its multiple stings and they hurt like a bitch. And in the end, they really start to put on damage. But if you're not getting those hits, and a fly swatter does eventually start to really hurt a human when you get just enough. Oh, sorry, no, Mitch is the mosquito. She's the fly swatter. One more hit will kill from the fly swatter, but the mosquito stings hard. Right now, LuckyPower is looking to make that fly spotted. I thought we were going to see a down air there, Choicey.
Honestly, I did as well. LuckyPower got another thing going on in her mind, and that was a really wonderful double jump there from Zangmitch, just knowing that LuckyPower was going to swing and just not even doing it. And again, that lack of precision, trying to go for that forward air 1, and it just not quite working out. The up tilt. Excuse me?
I feel like if she'd been a bit far further, she was looking for something like a 2-frame. I believe that hitbox can. And to be fair, when you've got this sort of lead, it's a bigger lead than it looks, by the way, because of how heavy Ganon is and because of how Joker's only a mid-weight.
And the forward air on the way down, I don't think we've seen that once this entire set.
That's the first forward air of the set for sure. That was an amazing read from LuckyPower, finally getting that big read in that we see so famously from Ganondorf's, and now managing to pull this game a bit more away. It's going to take a big effort at this point for Joker to get rid of this stock, if not a good edge guard. But right now, LuckyPower is playing with all her cards up her sleeve. She is not letting anything be shown, and is really pulling everything out of the deck right now to seal out their second stock very quickly with the back air. What a stock from LuckyPower!
What a just 2 or 3 beautiful reads and just taking what was a really fragile lead and just running with it at the moment. Now, Zangmitch has got to negotiate around a Ganon and just gives it up 2-1 to LuckyPower.
You saw game one and you wouldn't think that's how the set ends with a 3-stock, an emphatic win from LuckyPower, who just seemed to get every single read